Shakshuka. No, it's not a spell from Harry Potter. It's actually something really delicious. So what is it? Basically, it's like a stewed tomato dish with onions and peppers, garlic, some spices thrown in there, and then you poach some eggs on top, and it makes a cracking little breakfast. But it's healthy, a great start to the day. You're going to be skipping to work because you've had something really delicious. You don't have to have it for breakfast. I mean, you can have it for lunch, you can have it for supper. You could even have it at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're stumbling home from the clubs. It's up to you. Now, before we get into the recipe, just a quick reminder, make sure to watch the video all the way through because that's one of the best ways you can help me out. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. And when you do, make sure you click the little bell icon, allow all notifications. That way, when I upload a new video, you get notified. So without further ado, let's get on with it and make some delicious shakshuka. Shakshuka! Now, if you've never had shakshuka before, you're making poor life decisions. Sorry to say it. Sorry to say it. Okay, so this shakshuka story starts with some peppers, onion, and garlic. And all I'm going to do is simply slice these up and get them ready for the shakshuka. Right, okay, so everything's sliced up. Got the onions and peppers. And I've got my garlic there, which I've minced. So I'm going to get my pan onto a lowish heat. Next I'll add some olive oil, I'd say about a tablespoon and a half. And ideally you want a pan that's got high sides and it's got a lid as well. If you haven't got a pan with a lid, don't worry, just kind of put a baking sheet on top or something that's heat proof. So to the pan I'm going to add the onions and pepper. In it goes. Give that a bit of a shufty, and we're going to sweat these down for about 5 minutes, just until the onions go slightly soft, the peppers start to get nice and tender as well, and then we'll add the garlic. Okay, so we are on the way. It smells incredible already. We haven't really done anything. So I'm going to add the garlic, and we're going to add some spice, because shakshuka has that little touch of, you know, that little zip, that little spice, that little warmth. So I'm going to use some cumin, good heaped teaspoon. Some smoked paprika, another heaped teaspoon. Next I'm going to add some cayenne pepper. I'm going to go in with about 3/4 of a teaspoon. Be careful with cayenne pepper, guys. It's not to be messed around with. You add too much, it's going to burn your bloody face off, trust me. All right, treat it with respect. We're just going to stir that through, and this will wake up those spices. It'll get everything kind of smelling amazing, tasting amazing, and just wonderful, you know? Got to wake those spices up, and that will take probably 5 minutes or so, but just be careful the heat's not too high because you don't want to burn the spices because it will knacker the whole thing. So after a few minutes, once we've woken up those spices, get those flavours going, we're going to add 2 cans of crushed tomatoes, chopped tomatoes. Again, mix that through. I'm going to add a pinch of salt, and I'm going to bring the heat up just a touch to about medium low, and then basically you want to simmer this for about 20, maybe 30 minutes so that the peppers continue to cook, the onions cook and they go nice and soft, and the sauce reduces and thickens up a bit. And once it gets to that stage, about 90% done for your shakshuka. It's a really quick breakfast, to be honest. Stop lying in your pit, all right? Get up when the alarm tells you and make yourself a shakshuka. And then boast about it to all your work colleagues because they had crumpets and cornflakes, which are all right. You know, I love crumpets, don't get me wrong. But you know, variety is the spice of life, as they say. Don't know who they is, but they definitely did say it. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. Answer me this, right? So this recipe is vegetarian, because vegetarians eat eggs. I can't call it vegan, because vegans don't eat eggs. But it puzzles me as to why. Because chickens lay eggs. Like, they can't not lay eggs. You can't just say to a chicken, look, I'm vegan, stop laying eggs, please. Like, they're a byproduct. They lay them anyway. So why not just eat them? Like, if you're vegan and, you know, you've got like a pet chicken, you know, you're giving it a nice life, it's running outside, it's pecking at the worms and eating like a queen, and it's living its happy life, and you're just going to end up like with loads of eggs. You're not going to eat them. If it's for dietary reasons, obviously, you know, if you're one of the vegans that, you know, if you eat an egg, it fucks you up and your body explodes, then fair enough. But if you're a vegan for ethical reasons, which I understand, I've got nothing against vegans whatsoever, why would you not eat eggs? Because surely they're not unethical if they're raised, you know, if the chickens are looked after. I don't get it. It's just chicken period at the end of the day. Why waste it? Maybe I'm overlooking something. If someone can kind of educate me in the comments, I'd really appreciate it, because, you know, I want to know these things. If you're vegan, what's the reason vegans don't eat eggs? It's just chicken period. I mean, human women, they have periods. We don't eat that though, do we? Maybe we should start, I don't know. No, Adam, you stupid idiot. That would not be fun at all. Shakshuka, shakshuka, shaky, shaky, shakshuka, shake your shakshuka at me. Shake it in my face, shakshuka. Shake, shake, shakshuka. Shakshuka. Right, so it's been about 20 minutes now. It's actually thickened up a little bit too much for my liking. So I'm going to add a touch of water, just to loosen it a touch. So I'm going to give it a quick taste for seasoning. Perfect, it doesn't need any more salt. But what I am going to add is a nice big bunch of coriander. Stalks as well, because the stalks do have a lot of flavour on them. On them? In them. Stir that through. Okay, next thing, the eggs. Okay, little tip for you. Make sure you buy decent eggs. And you can see, look at those yolks. Really nice and golden yellow. And it's just going to elevate your shakshuka if you buy decent eggs. And I've also put them in these little mini ramekins. Just makes it easier to transfer it into the sauce, which we shall do right now. Basically what you want to do is just kind of make little divots, little pockets for your eggs to sit in. Now I'm using 4 eggs because this is going to serve 4 people, but yes, only I'm going to eat it. And then all we're going to do is plop our eggs into the little divots. I'm going to quickly season them with a bit of salt, a bit of pepper, and just because I'm feeling a little bit extra today, a bit more cumin, just a little pinch, just on each one. Then I'm just going to pop the lid on, and essentially at this point you just want to cook the eggs to your liking. If you want them well done, leave them longer, but if you want nice soft runny yolks, just keep checking on it, kind of gently press the top, see how done they are. You'll know when they're done. If you've made poached eggs, it's a similar sort of process. So I'm going to gently poach these eggs for a few minutes, and that's our shakshuka done.
346 minutes later.
Shakshuka, shakshuka, shake your shakshuka in my face. Right, let's give this puppy a try. Now, 2 of these eggs have overcooked, partly because I've left it sitting around, you know, for the thumbnail, all the B-roll and stuff, but also because this pan is rubbish. It doesn't distribute heat properly. It's just, hate it. Don't know why I used it. But the other 2 have stayed nice and runny. So, got some flatbread here. You could dip toast in it if you want. Dip your crumpets in it as well if you like. It's up to you. Let's go in. Get a bit of that egg. Let's go in. Yes. What a delightful, delicious thing this is. So few ingredients, so simple. You've got to use good eggs. You really have. Don't be messing around with no cheap barn eggs. It's unethical and they're rubbish. Let's get a spoon. It's spicy, it's aromatic. Nice tomato sauce. The peppers are nice and sweet and still got a nice bit of crunch as well. And it's impressive as well, you know. Get up. Make this for your significant other. And I guarantee you're going to get rewards, if you know what I mean. So there we are. Shakshuka. And like I said, you don't have to have it with flatbreads. You could just dip normal bread in it, tortillas, crumpets even if you want. You could even dip a dead fox's bumhole in it and it's going to be delicious. Actually, don't do that. Nobody wants shakshuka with a side of rabies, do they? But it's a fabulous dish. Great for breakfast, great for lunch, great for dinner, great for supper, great for hangovers, great for weddings, funerals, bar mitzvahs, everything, everything. But honestly, if you want something different for breakfast, give this a whirl. But I'm going to wrap this video up. Let me know in the comments what you think of the shakshuka. Remember to like it, share it, and remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And when you do, make sure you click the little bell icon, allow all notifications. That way, when I upload a new video, you get told about it. But I'm going to love and leave you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see your gorgeous faces in the next video. And bye for now. Shakshuka, shakshuka, come on to this flatbread. Dip it in. Get it in my face, you delicious motherfucker. How can something so healthy be so bloody delicious? And spicy.